Okay, I've tried to make this video 3 times already. Let's see if it goes. Let's see if it happens. Okay. Hi guys, how's everybody doing today? I hope that everybody's doing great. Welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before. My name is Carla. Hello, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. And if you have, then thank you for coming back. Today I have a little bit of a different video for you guys. So my channel right now is very small and I'm just trying to make it grow. The main topic of my channel is makeup. I love talking about makeup. I love putting on makeup. I love everything that has to do with makeup. I love going shopping. I enjoy just sitting here playing with makeup. I love makeup. So that's always going to be the topic of my channel. But when I decided to make YouTube videos, I actually started making Dollar Tree videos. And I went through something kind of traumatic in my life, and my way to escape it was to go on YouTube and watch videos. And so I came across Dollar Tree hauls. That's how I first started to get into YouTube, was because I watched Dollar Tree hauls and I thought that they were very fun. So I wanted to come to YouTube and share what I have found at Dollar Tree, because I loved going to Dollar Tree. It was one of my favorite things to do. Just, you know, buying little knickknacks here and there. And then when I started watching, you know, Dollar Tree hauls and seeing what people found, that became kind of my hobby during that time period, that it was very difficult for me. And that's how I started YouTube. But I left YouTube a while ago because I had other things in my life that I was going through, and I just didn't have the energy or the thought or anything really to make videos anymore, or even go shopping or anything for that matter. So when I decided to come back and make videos again, my very first video that I made coming back was beauty related, because while doing the Dollar Tree hauls, I found my love for makeup, because Dollar Tree started carrying Milani, and they started carrying L'Oreal, and they started carrying a bunch of drugstore brands, and I started getting into makeup more and more and more and more. And so I started, you know, watching more beauty related videos, and so I started getting into other brands of makeup like Too Faced and Urban Decay and all these other brands. And so my love for makeup really grew. So that first video that I did coming back was beauty related. It was about makeup. But in that video I shared that I wanted my channel to be about other things as well. I didn't just want to talk about makeup or things like that. I wanted to talk about lifestyle, and I wanted to talk about weight loss, and I wanted to talk about things that have happened in my life. And if you see my door opening, it's my cat trying to get out of my closet. Not a ghost or anything of that matter. Oh my god. Olivia. There, no, she's in. I feel like I'm never going to get this video done. But just to give you guys a little bit of a background of why I've decided to make this video, was because my original plan was to talk about other things as well, not just makeup, not just beauty, but I also wanted to talk about, you know, things that I've gone through, and I want to be able to reach other people who have gone through similar things, or, you know, I wanted a place where I wanted to create a place where I could meet all sorts of people, where I could share my story, where I could hear other people's stories, where you know what, where I could maybe help somebody. And so that's why I've decided to make today's video. Um, what I'm going to talk about today is, it's kind of hard, but I have shared it with many other people before. I always take the opportunity, if I have it, to share my story with others, because I don't know if I'm going to help somebody by sharing my story. That has always been my thought. A lot of people, they ask me, like, how are you so comfortable sharing all this? Or, are you okay talking about this? Because I want to share my story. I want people to know what I've been through, so that I can maybe possibly help somebody out there. I know that my channel is not very big. I'm just growing, and if I can just help one person, then I'll feel okay. I'll feel good, because what I'm going to talk about right now sucks. It sucks a lot, and it's still happening, and it's really sad that it hasn't been able to be stopped yet. So, what I'm going to talk about is about a little device called Essure. My worst nightmare. This little device is made with the intention of preventing pregnancy. It is not a temporary thing. Um, it's not supposed to, be used like the tea, where you only have it in for a few years and then take it out and then you can get pregnant again. No. Essure is meant to be a permanent solution to getting pregnant. If you have never heard of Essure, or if you've never seen Essure before, they are coils, and I'm gonna try my best to insert maybe pictures or something, but they are coils that are placed into your tubes. The purpose of them is to make the skin grow around them and block your tube, so nothing can go in and nothing can come out. That is the purpose of Essure. And so let's start from the beginning. In 2010, I had my second baby. I do have a daughter. Her name is Emily. You guys have seen her in my channel before. My daughter is 12 right now. And in 2010, I had my son. My son's name was Adam. My son was born with a lot of problems, and my son passed away at the age of 2. So in 2010, when my son was born, soon after, I realized that he was going to need my attention. Like, he was going to need all my attention. He was going to need all my love. He was going to need all my focus. And so my husband and I decided to not have any more children. We thought that we were perfect the way we were. We had a boy and we had a girl, and we were perfect. We had 2, and that's what we had always talked about having. So we made the decision that I was going to have surgery so that I wouldn't have any more children, because we wanted to focus all of our attention to our new baby boy, who was sick and who needed it. We never in a million years thought that Adam, wouldn't be here anymore. That was never what we imagined or what we thought. We always thought that we were going to take care of him forever, if that needed to be, but that wasn't the case. So we thought that we were making the responsible choice and the responsible decision to not have any more children. Plus, until we could figure out what was wrong with our son, we didn't know if maybe possibly another child would be born the same or worse. So we thought that we were having we were making a good decision. We thought that we were being responsible by, not having any more children. So when I went into my appointment with my doctor to talk about it, at first he was kind of unsure of why I wanted to make that decision, because since I was so young, doctors normally don't really want to do surgeries like that on young women, because they think that they're going to change their mind. So when I explained to him everything that was going on, when I explained to him, he was the same doctor that had gone through with me my whole pregnancy and my son being born and everything, so he knew about my son. So I explained to him my fears, and I explained to him that my husband and I, we had a boy, we had a girl, and we were perfectly happy with that. And I explained to him that all our focus needed to be on our child, and he understood. So he gave me options. He told me what my options were, and he really focused on this device called Essure. And the reason why he focused so much on this device was because I'm overweight. And because I'm overweight, he felt like this device would be a lot simpler, a lot easier to be implanted, and the recovery time would be a lot faster. Now, what got my interest was the fact that the recovery time was a lot faster, because at the time my husband was not working. I was the only one that was working, and my son was sick, so obviously I needed my time for him, and to go to work and everything. So what got my attention was that this process required at most 2 days recovery. But I still wanted to be safe, and so I went home and I researched about this. I read all the paperwork and all the pamphlets that the clinic had given me, and I thought that I had done my research. The problem was that at the time that I got the Essure, it was fairly new to the public, and so there wasn't a lot of information out there. Everything was positive, everything was wonderful, everybody talked amazing things about it. So I decided to go with Essure because the recovery time was faster and it was easier. And being overweight, you're so self-conscious about things. So when the doctor said, because you're overweight and it'll be faster and it'll be easier and all this, I got self-conscious as well. I didn't want to, I've always been the kind of person that I don't want to bother anybody, and I don't want to be a bother or a burden to anybody. So by him telling me that, I thought that, well, it'll be good for him and it'll be good for me because I'll recover fast. So I decided to go for it. I decided to go with Essure, and it was the worst mistake I could have made. It was the worst mistake of my life. So everything was done at the hospital. Nothing was done at the clinic. I know that sometimes doctors do it in their office. I have read of situations where they do the procedure in the office. Mine was not like that. Mine was done at the hospital. I was given anesthesia, and I was given a few hours to recover, and then I was sent home. And everything was going good. My recovery time lasted a couple of days, like you said. Everything was going fine. And about 2 months later, everything started happening. All the bad things started happening. When I would get my time of the month, or my period, or whatever you want to call it, it would be horrible. It was so painful, and I'm sorry if this is too much information, but it was very bloody. It was horrible. I used to get really bad periods. I used to get really, really, really heavy periods, to the point where my husband would get scared, because he would say that I would lose all color in my face, that I would just go pale from the blood loss. And I remember oftentimes getting up from chairs, or getting out of the car, or just getting up from whatever place I was sitting. I would feel just like a river just come out, and I would quickly have to go to the bathroom and change my pad. And oftentimes I would have to change my underwear as well, because it was just horrible. It was disgusting, and it was just horrible. That was only one. That was only one of the many things that I went through with this device. I started getting unbearable pain. Pain all the time. Not only when I had my period, but just it would just start all of a sudden. I would just get this horrible pain where I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even get out of bed. I would have to grab onto a table or a desk or something if I was at work, because it was just so bad. The pain was so bad. It felt like somebody was stabbing me between my legs. It felt like somebody was stabbing me in my ovaries. It felt like somebody was stabbing me in my back. The pain was just horrible. It was unbearable. I can't remember how many times I went to sleep crying because of the pain, and nothing would help. Like, no ibuprofen, no painkillers, no nothing. Not even the medicine that I was given at the hospital after surgery helped. Like, not even my most strongest medicine would help with the pain. It was horrible. Sometimes I would have to leave work early. Sometimes I would have to call out because of the pain. It was just horrible. Another one of the things that I experienced while I was on this device was my skin. My skin became very dry, very dull. Just my skin was just horrible. It was ashy. It was dry. It was rough. No matter how much lotion or anything I would put on it, nothing would help. I started losing my hair. I would lose chunks of hair in the shower as I would shampoo or condition my hair. Just chunks of hair would come out. My hair started to thin out. I've always been a person who has had a lot of hair, and I feel like I have gotten some of my hair back since then, but not to the volume of hair that I used to have. I used to have like mountains of hair, and now this is my normal hair. This is how my hair is, without me doing anything to it, and it's not as poofy and big as it used to be. So I know that my hair thinned out a lot during that time period. Also, sometimes I would break out in rashes for no reason. Not eating anything different, not washing my clothes in any different detergent, not doing anything differently. I would just break out into these weird rashes that I will have to go to the hospital, that I will have to get steroids in order to bring down the rash. I couldn't go out in the sun. If I went out in the sun, I would get bubbles of water all over my skin, like all over my skin if I went out to the sun. It was the weirdest thing. It was just like tiny little water bubbles that would just form all over my skin, and I knew that because I would like scratch them off and you could see the water come off. It was the weirdest thing. The weirdest things. My feet, oh my gosh, my feet would get so swollen that I couldn't fit into my shoes. Sometimes I couldn't walk because it felt like needles on my feet, and I couldn't explain why that was happening. I know that I was overweight, but my feet have never acted that way before, so I knew that there was something going on. My vision started failing. It started becoming very blurry sometimes for no reason. The lights would bother me, and they still do. That is something that I never got back. Light still bothers me. I have blur vision. My memory suffered a lot, believe it or not. I used to have a really good memory. I used to hold information very well, and now I don't. Now I forget things instantly. Sometimes, I mean, it's not like I have short-term memory loss or anything like that, but sometimes I will just forget things instantly, whereas before I used to have a sharp memory. What else? Just my body shut down on me. My weight, I couldn't lose weight. I wasn't gaining weight. My body was just stuck. No matter what I did, no matter how little I ate, no matter how much I would exercise, no matter what diet, no matter what, my body was not responding. My body was shutting down on me, and I didn't know why. Now, you're probably asking, did you go see a doctor for any of those things? Did you do something about it? Yes, I did. I can't even tell you how many doctors I visited. So I had my surgery in around January of 2011. Now, between 2011 to 2014, I can't explain to you, and I can't tell you how many doctors, how many hospitals, how many clinics I visited during this time period. And I would always get the same answer from all the doctors that I would see. You're overweight, and if you lose weight, all your problems will go away. Every single doctor told me the same crap. Because it's crap. Because none of them understood what I was going through. And it was just crap. That doctors think that it's okay to blame everything on your weight. Because it's not okay. It's not okay to tell a woman that everything she's feeling, it's because she's overweight. It is not okay. They need to take their time and listen to their patient and listen to how they feel and listen to their symptoms and do tests and treat them better. Only you know your body. And if you think that there's something going on with it, they should listen because they're not inside of you to know. And every single doctor that I saw would tell me the same thing. If you lost weight, you will feel better. It didn't matter if I explained to them, I'm trying to lose weight and nothing works. Nothing. I even had a horrible doctor that I never went back to. And I wrote a horrible review online. I even had one doctor look at me in my face after I told him that I was trying to lose weight. He looked at me in my face and he told me, no, you're not. Because if you were, you would have lost it already. I left his office broken. That was not okay. What he did and what he said is not okay. And I know that now. But back then, going through all the stuff that I was going through, I didn't have the energy and I didn't have the strength to fight him or anybody else. I just wanted to get out of his office as fast as I could. And I never went back. After living in hell from 2011 to 2014, I finally found a doctor, a woman doctor. And yes, I have visited women doctors in the past, and they had also told me the same thing. If you lost weight, you will feel better. This woman doctor, she saved me. She saved me. She took her time and she listened to me. And she listened to everything that I said. And she promised me that she was going to help me. And I believed her. And she did. She helped me. She scheduled all of the tests that needed to be done. And she found 2 cysts the size of baseballs on both of my ovaries. That was the first problem. That attributed to a lot of the pain that I was feeling, yes. She scheduled a surgery. So I had my first surgery on June of 2014. And that surgery was for her to remove the cysts from my ovaries. That was the first surgery. She gave me options as to what to do with the Essure because the Essure was meant to, or was designed to be a permanent solution for pregnancies. So no doctor had ever been able to remove the Essure. And she had never gone through any of that either. She had never had to remove Essure from anybody. So she told me that she was going to go into this surgery in June, and she was gonna, feel for it, like she was gonna look and see how she felt about it, and then after that surgery we would talk about possibly removing it. So I had my surgery. I spent about a day in the hospital, and then I went home. Like 3 or 4 weeks later, when I went to my follow-up appointment with her, we had a chat about everything that happened on the first surgery. So as it turns out, as she was in surgery, she realized that the cysts were not the only problem I had. I also had something called endometriosis. And if you don't know what endometriosis is, it's just a bunch of skin that grows around your organs. And sometimes it can attach organs together. So the first surgery that she did was mainly to remove the cysts. But while she was in surgery, she cleaned up a little bit of the endometriosis as much as she could. And then she closed me right up. So when I went to my follow-up appointment, that she was giving me all this information and everything, she said that she was willing to try and remove the Essure. Now, I had shared with her my story of my son passing away and how, if it was possible to remove the Essure without damaging any organs, I would love to maybe someday have another child. That was just a conversation that me and her had. It was just a small possibility, just a teeny tiny possibility. She did tell me that it might not be possible because she didn't know how the Essure was gonna be able to be removed. So she might have to remove everything, meaning that I would have to have a hysterectomy. She didn't like the idea too much because I was only 27 years old. So she didn't like the idea of, doing a full hysterectomy on myself because, I was still young, and a lot of times people who have hysterectomies, they tend to go into menopause at an early age, and they also, can have other health problems related to the hysterectomy. So I went into surgery number 2 knowing that that would be a strong possibility. And at this point, my health was a lot more important than, the possibility of having another kid, because my husband and I always talked about, possibly adopting as well. And then we also had our daughter, so, it's not like it was You know, it's not like we were not going to have kids. It's just that we already had our child, and I enjoyed my son for 2 years, and there was always the possibility of adoption. So we were okay with, you know, whatever would happen in this surgery. So I went into surgery number 2, which was done in October of 2014. So about 4 months after my first one. So the surgery actually took a lot longer than it was supposed to be, because there was a few complications that happened while I was in surgery. It was only supposed to be like a 2 to 3 hour surgery. She was gonna go try to remove the coils and clean as much of the endometriosis as she could. But as she was in surgery, things got complicated. The first complication was that she realized that one of the coils are supposed to go like this on your tubes. Well, one of the coils was going through one of the tubes. That was complication number 1. Complication number 2. Because of the endometriosis and all of the skin that had grown around the organ, my colon and my uterus were attached to each other. So, another one of the major reasons why I was having such bad pain, not my weight. So that was complication number 2. So my surgery ended up being about 6 hours long, or a little bit longer than that. I can't quite remember. But unfortunately, she did have to do a hysterectomy on me. And the only thing that she was able to save was my left ovary. And the only reason why she decided to leave the left ovary was because she didn't want me to go into a full-on menopause at the age of 27. So she thought that I could still use my left ovary to give me enough hormones to last me for a little while longer until I became a little bit older. So after having that surgery, I had a lot of mixed emotions. I went into the surgery knowing that that was a strong possibility, but it still made me really sad. Because, you know, even though you don't want to give yourself hope of anything, I still had a little bit of hope that maybe one day I could have another child. But I knew at that moment that that wasn't going to be possible. So I was a little sad and disappointed at that. I was also very, very angry at all the doctors that I had gone to see during 2011 to 2014. I was very angry that nobody listened to me, that nobody heard me. I had cysts that had to be removed surgically, and I had 2 organs that were attached to each other. All of those things were causing me serious pain and serious damage, and nobody believed me. No doctor cared to look past my weight to actually help me out. And that is very sad. And I was very angry. And honestly, I'm still very angry. I'm still very angry. After going through all of that, I know that from 2014 to 2019, it's been 5 years. It has taken me this long to talk about it because, first of all, it took my body a really long time to heal. A really long time to heal. I know that I shared with you guys a little bit ago all of the things that I was feeling while I was on Essure. But there was a lot of things that, you know, my body was going through as well after Essure, after the surgeries. My body was healing very, very slowly. Oftentimes I didn't really feel like doing anything. Oftentimes I didn't really have any energy, or any will or anything. Oftentimes I just wanted to sleep all day. I just wanted to give up, basically. Um, and a lot of other things were happening as well. Not just with my surgeries, or, you know, just a lot of other things were happening that maybe someday I will share. Or I don't want to say maybe. I will share them one day, but not in this video, because if not, it'll be like a million years long. So it took me a really long time to feel okay. And even though I'm still angry, because I'm still angry, I feel good. I feel okay. I'm on a weight loss journey, and very slowly I have lost a lot of weight, but I am so proud of the weight that I've lost, because my body was my enemy for a really long time. Not on the outside, but on the inside. My body was giving up on me, and it took me a really long time to heal. But I'm in a place right now where I feel good, where I feel healthy, where I've gotten my energy back. I have lost some things, like my memory. I do have trouble retaining information sometimes, but I'm okay. I'm healthy. I'm healthy. I have my days, you know, like everybody. I have my days where it's hard, and I have my days where I'm perfectly okay. But I'm healthy. I'm healthy. Like, the way that I was feeling when I was in Essure compares nothing to the way that I feel now. Nothing at all. I feel so much better. So much better. So, a little bit after my second surgery, when I was starting to heal, I joined a group on Facebook about Essure. And I learned that many, we're talking thousands of women have gone through the same exact things that I went through. And a lot of them have gotten this thing removed from their bodies, because their bodies were shutting down on them, just like it was shutting down on me. And this problem is still going on. They're still selling this product, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why they don't remove it, because it's harmful. It's harmful to your body. So if you're listening to this, if you know somebody who have gone through this, or if you yourself are thinking about doing it, I would tell you to think twice. You're the owner of your body, and at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want with it. But when you have so many women and so many stories, and they're all the same, and some are even worse, you should think twice. And another advice that I would give is that don't be afraid to question things. Don't be afraid to say no, or to disagree with whatever your doctor says, or whatever opinion they have, because at the end of the day, it's your body, and you're the one who's going to go through all the things, not them. They're always going to try to do what's easy for them, or, you know, what takes less time, or you know, whatever. But you're the one who's going to have to live with it forever. You're the one that's going to be damaged. So don't be afraid. I was afraid. I was afraid to speak up. I was afraid to, you know, bother. I was afraid to be a burden. I just wanted to get it over with and go home. So speak up. Ask as many questions as you have to. Disagree if you have to. Don't settle just to make the other person, you know, feel better, or go home earlier, or be less troubled. Because I made that mistake, and I regret it. I regret a lot of things that I could have prevented with Essure, and there's nothing I can do about it now. The only thing that I can do is share my story with everybody who wants to hear, and hopefully, change somebody's mind about it. And, hopefully all of these thousands of women, maybe our voices will be so loud that finally this product will be taken out the market, because it needs to be removed. It needs to be taken away. It's harmful and it's horrible, and I don't wish anybody to go through any of this stuff, because it's horrible. It's like a disease that you can't get rid of, because even though I don't have it anymore in my body, it's still damaged my body. So it needs to be taken away. It needs to be removed. So I think that I'm going to end it here. I do have other things that I want to share, because like I said, I've gone through a lot of other things too that I would like to share, but maybe in other videos. I hope that, it's okay for me to talk about other things besides beauty and makeup and, other things like that. I hope that my stories will be welcome and not, I don't know, thrown in the air. But like I said, if I can help at least one person, I'll be happy. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys on my next one. Bye. Hey guys, so I wanted to come back in here and let you know of a couple of things. So with the whole emotion and reliving the horrible past that I had, I forgot to give some very important information. So I'm going to put it down below. I am going to put the name of the Facebook group that I belong to that is about the Essure, so that if you want to get more information, or if you want to know of other people, that is a great place to go. Also, if you don't know what steps to take, if you yourself or somebody you know, if you don't know what steps to take, because of Essure, I will also leave information down below as well, that could be very helpful to you, or if you know somebody. Also, I know that what I talked about right now was a little heavy, and it was really heavy for me to talk about it, and it was very emotional for me to talk about it as well. I might have forgotten a few things. I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that I forgot many things that I also wanted to discuss. Yeah, so if you have any questions, or if you want to leave me a comment or anything, please feel free to leave me comments down below. I would love to read anything that you guys have to say, or anything at all that you guys want to leave me. I would be more than happy to read it. If you have any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them. But yeah, check the box below, because I will leave as much information as I am able to. If you yourself or somebody you know is going through something similar to what I am, if you know about Essure or whatever, I will leave all the information down below. I know that was important for me to say, and I forgot because, the emotions at the time. But yeah, just make sure to read the box below.